I don't read books. Never been a fan. But surprisingly, at the start of this year, I got to finish this specific book in one sitting. But I know maybe to some of you that's not really a surprise because you do it all the time. But honestly, to me, it's a pretty big deal. See, here's the thing. The last book I read was Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. A classic, right? It's a small book that has 200 pages. And Google says that the average reader can finish it in about 3 hours. It took me a whole month to finish it. I'm a slow reader, I admit that. But that's not even the issue. I just can't muster the strength to stare at words on paper for a long period of time. If you know me, you know that I've been addicted to YouTube since I was a kid. From the likes of Smosh, Ryan Higa, Ray William Johnson, I've been such a fan. Which makes me think that maybe that's the reason why I prefer to learn in video form. I think it's called visual learning. I'm not sure because books are still visual because you still use your vision. I'm not sure. Can you comment down below? I really don't know. The point is, I prefer to learn using videos. But I really am curious about reading books because I've heard a lot of people say that, oh, this book has changed my life, or this book has changed my perspective on like money, finances, whatever. And I kind of want that too. So, as someone who can't focus on reading, I tried audiobooks, which I'm pretty confident that I can do because I listen to podcasts all the time, and aren't audiobooks kind of the same? The difference is just one person monologuing everything, right? So I tried it out, and I actually got to finish 2, specifically Atomic Habits by James Clear and The Subtle Art of Not Giving a... And I loved it. I normally listen to them during my commute to work, and it serves as a nice way to get my mind going and set a tone for my day. Though there's still an issue. I've had multiple times after finishing those 2 books that I just want to go back to a certain part, or maybe just skim through it to get some sort of inspiration. But that's kind of hard with an audiobook. Plus, I've heard it and I agree from other people as well that audiobook really lacks that tactile experience of reading something and learning something using your hands. So I decided to maybe just learn how to focus into staring at a piece of paper with words and reading them. I know it'll take time, but I feel like it might be worth it. And even if it's not, I feel like being a fast reader won't hurt, right? This was the book I decided to pick up and start this journey with. It's called Stay Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. It was one of the highest recommended books for creatives. I've actually heard this before from a friend in cardistry. If you don't know what cardistry is, just Google it. It's basically just flourishing with cards. It's an art form in itself, so you'd imagine that people involved here are creatives by heart. I love this book so much and I recommended it to my friends, but to be honest, they've all read it. I was the last one to read it. Not just because the message was amazing, but it helped me kickstart this journey of reading more. I'm actually currently reading the second one. I think I'll be finishing today, so I'm probably gonna get the third one sometime soon. Here's the third one, if you guys are wondering. It's called Keep Going. It's a blue book. Oh wait, we have to go. Excuse me, pwede magtanong, meron ba nung Keep Going, Austin Kleon?
Wala kaming stock, sir. Possible branch po, Podium.
Okay, so I'm on the way to the other mall. This lady said that it's available there. Let's see. I hope it's there. Well, she said, so I should be fine, right? Thank you. Thanks so much. I got it. Okay, you might be wondering what's so special about this series that as a non-reader like me, I keep on buying the next one even if I haven't finished the second one. Because it's a really easy read. The book itself has a lot of illustrations that helps you visualize what he's trying to tell you about. And now I'm thinking maybe I should just show you the illustrations. This book was very easy to read, which is actually one of my main takeaways in this journey. I have 3, but that's the first one. If you're like me, you don't read but you really want to, I'd recommend you should start simple. Books are intimidating, and just like in any other things, some are beginner friendly. And I can say that this book series is definitely one of those. As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of illustrations. that help drive the point. Doodles like these are really helpful to ease the text-heavy nature of books, which to some of you, maybe books are really supposed to be like that, but to me, it's pretty daunting. And I'm not saying that all books needs to have illustrations like these, but it really helps a visual learner like me. I also got to finish this book quickly because it's a topic that I'm genuinely interested in, which is actually my second takeaway. As someone who just started in this, it definitely helps to reflect into what you want to read, not just getting lost in the recommended or must-read books in general. Those are a good start and are very helpful. But if you have specific topics that you want to learn more about, that's an even better start. Like for example, I'm genuinely curious on how the minds of creatives work, their processes and systems in place in producing a creative output. And without a doubt, I know I can listen to someone talk about that for hours. Lastly, and I think this is the most important one, I learned that I can literally just read at my own pace. No one really cares as much about your preference in consuming content or learning about new things. Maybe before, when books were literally the only form of media, being a fast reader is a skill that you must have if you want to learn a lot. But now you can learn in almost any form you want, which is both a good thing and a bad thing because you have to be extra selective on the type of content you consume and not just absorb everything at face value. But in my opinion, even if I'm not a reader yet, I know that books are still where the most amount of knowledge is, just simply because they've been around for a long time. Some books are so good that even if they've been out for decades, the value they bring is still relevant today. Good examples are Rich Dad Poor Dad, 48 Laws of Power, Think and Grow Rich, so on and so forth. I mean, I heard. I wouldn't know. I haven't read them. Anyway, I hope you found some sort of value in this video, and I'm sure you're gonna finish these two and explore a lot more books soon. Maybe even more complicated ones. The ones with no illustrations. That's scary. So subscribe. But that's it for this video, and I'll see you next week. Bye!